Hey everybody, welcome to Frugal Facts. Today we're going to go over 10 minimalist money saving hacks. Make sure to watch until number 1 because it's one of the most amazing saving tips I've ever seen. Today we will discuss minimalizing, budgeting, and spending intentionally, and how it saves you a boatload of cash. Some of these money saving tips won't affect your lifestyle. In fact, a frugal lifestyle is acknowledged entirely everywhere. Money saving is always useful, especially for those who have chosen a minimalist lifestyle. But saving money is hard. For that, you must know how a minimalist thinks. That's what our video is about, to tell you how to be frugal. So let's stop wasting time and see how to save money and be a minimalist. Number 10. Avoid buying clothes if you already have a filled cupboard. Americans spend $1,700 annually on buying new clothes, even when they have a filled cupboard of clothes. One of the steps for minimalism is to avoid buying it to save a lot of money. I mean, why buy it when you already have enough to wear? However, most people are not aware of it. They purchase new dresses every new season. For example, in winter, they'll buy separate dresses so that they can be warm. Let me tell you a secret. You can get warm by wearing 2 to 3 layers of summer clothes. It will be a tremendous saving. You can invest this money in business. Moreover, fashion brands are taking money for their name. If that's a Gucci dress, it will probably be more expensive than the unnamed brand clothes. Although the dress's quality is not so different, they provide cheaper dresses due to being unnamed in the market. So try to buy unnamed brand clothes. It's one of the best frugal tips. Number 9. Avoid breakfasts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Restaurant food is costly. Why spend dollars when you can bring food from home? An excellent minimalist thinks about the small details. These tiny drops make a river. For example, if you spent $60 on breakfast, lunch, and dinner daily, that would be $1,800 a month. That's a lot of money. Avoid eating from restaurants and there's no other option left. You could take last night's leftover meal to your office. If your home's dinner isn't tasty, there are millions of recipes on the internet. You can make exactly the same food as in the restaurants. Save money. Invest it in your business. Moreover, you can also give your family a good weekend with these savings. Rather than eating alone, eat alongside your wife and kid. The smile on their face will be much tastier than any restaurant's food. Still, if there's no other option to eat in a restaurant, try to eat from cheaper restaurants. Again, it has to come to brands. The popular restaurants will cost you more than the unnamed ones, even when they serve the same quality food. Most of the time, these unnamed restaurants serve tastier food at a lower price than the brand ones. So, buying food from popular restaurants is like burning your cash. Try to avoid it. Number 8. Avoid expensive entertainment. Entertainment is a must for everybody. At holidays, most of the people try to refresh themselves for the coming working weekend. That's important too, but that doesn't mean you spend your week's salary on your weekend night. You should know how to stop spending money uselessly. Don't worry, we'll tell you all about it without getting in between you and your entertainment. Try cheaper entertainment, like enjoying a movie with your family at the house rather than the cinemas. To be honest, that popcorn is real expensive. A movie night at home can be quite entertaining. If you want to have a cinematic experience in your house, turn off all the lights and get yourself some homemade popcorn. Apart from the cinemas, there are other expensive entertainments too that people spend their hard-earned cash on, like traveling. Traveling is very expensive. If you round up your fuel cost, hotel cost, restaurants' expensive food, and etc., it is very costly. I would advise you to spend quality time at home with your family rather than going to other cities. Save the money and keep it for the must-haves. Still, if you had to travel for your child's wishes, try finding cheaper locations where hotels, food, and shopping are more affordable. These small savings can make up a river someday. Take it seriously and be frugal. Number 7. Stop using credit cards for buying stuff. Credit cards allow unstoppable shopping. Yes, that's a lot of fun buying all your favorite items, but it's perilous when you've spent more than your salary. You can get yourself into debt and will wind up paying hundreds of dollars in interest. Credit cards are deadly for your savings. There is always a risk of spending more than you need. For example, you can't say no to your wife when you're shopping with credit cards. It seems fair at the time, but you get stuck with all these debts at the end of the month. The credit cards are shopping friendly, but you end up spending more than you need. Almost all minimalists avoid using credit cards and love this money-saving trick. Number 6. Avoid smoking. Are you one of those chain smokers? Well, this is not the way of the minimalist. The cigarettes are deadly and at the same time costly. A single pack of cigarettes can cost up to $5. Even if you're not one of those chain smokers, it would still cost you $35 every week. If you smoke more than a pack a day, it is hazardous and more costly. Furthermore, cigarettes are hazardous. It has a different effect on everyone. Smoking is the reason for respiratory illnesses, including lung cancer, colds, allergies, emphysema, and COPD. You will end up paying your whole life's salary for your health, thus leaving nothing for your child. Smokers are always facing difficulty. With this sort of health, no one can perform great at a job or a business. So getting less salary and spending more on healthcare is not a way to live a life. Quitting smoking is a must for the minimalist. Even insurance companies will cost you more if you're a smoker. Ideally, the smoker must pay for their habit when acquiring insurance coverage because they have a high risk of getting illnesses. Number 5. Cut your own hair. One of the minimalist saving money tips is cutting your own hair. Cutting hair has now become very easy. These YouTube tutorials can teach you some very effective ways to get yourself a decent hairstyle. Rather than paying the barber every 10 to 15 days, I'd highly suggest that you take some help from your wife or another family member and make a huge savings for your dream business. You might be thinking that how a minimalist has considered this to be a great way to save money. Well, let me break it to you. An average person must cut their hair in 15 to 20 days, so there's not just paying for the barber, but also your car, fuel consumption, your time. Time is money, and you're spending a lot of time cutting your hair. Because sometimes your favorite barber might have other clients and make you wait all day just to get a haircut. A better alternative is to ask your wife for it. It'll be fun cutting hair at home. The best part of it is that you can have a decent haircut anytime without waiting for your turn to come. With this savings, you could buy a gift for your wife and put a smile on her face and be one of the frugal living lovers. Number 4. Make your own rather than buying from stores. A great way to save money like a minimalist is making your own rather than buying from stores. With some tutorials on YouTube, you can learn to make your own luxury items. For example, curtains for your house. If you require intricate curtains, you could do it yourself. With some tutorials on YouTube, you will end up making heavy, huge curtains in no time. Moreover, some people spend a lot of cash on hiring a carpenter to make shelves. Well, that's not a minimalist mindset. If you need racks, you can watch tutorials on YouTube to find brilliant and new shelving ideas. Also, YouTube will teach you how to make it yourself with some raw materials. You will end up making elegant shelves, chairs, and even cupboards. And it's not just cost-saving, but time-saving. A carpenter is a professional who will take time to come. After days, when he comes to make it, he will try to do it fast and maybe do low-quality work. Do-it-yourself is the best idea for making basic needs of the house. Number 3. Avoid using dryers for drying your clothes. Small things like this can cost you a lot. Most people use dryers to dry their clothes. It's an inefficient and costly technique. A minimalist will sun-dry all his clothes. These dryers take a lot of energy to start and take a lot of time to dry a single shirt. You'll end up paying a substantial electric bill while using dryers when you can have solar energy to operate. Take your clothes out and let them dry outside in the sun. There's more than one advantage to it. First, it will not need your time. Hang it and it will dry by itself. Second, you will not have to pay high electricity bills for just drying your clothes. Thirdly, the sun will do it better. It's an efficient way of drying. It's what our ancestors did. You might have heard the old quote, "Old is gold." Well, in this case, this old technique is really gold for us. So avoid using dryer machines. Start using the sun's energy. It is free. Number 2. Use secondhand items rather than new ones. Purchasing secondhand items are now the first choice for minimalists. Nowadays, in the internet age, you can find top-quality used items at the lowest prices. For example, if you're buying a Samsung mobile, it will cost you almost double if you buy a new one. However, it'll be the same mobile, same features, practically new, but at half price. There's no need to buy a new thing when you can have the same one with the same features at a lower price. The same goes for other electronic items. There are TVs, computers, heaters, and many more electronics that are secondhand and are available at a low price. So there's no need to buy a new one. A minimalist saves a boatload of cash by purchasing a secondhand item. The best thing about this technique is no one can guess if it's a secondhand item. You can buy a $1,000 item for half the price. So now you know about the technique and the usefulness of secondhand items. If you want to act as a minimalist, make sure to buy a secondhand item rather than a new one. Number 1. Make health your top priority. In the modern age, doctors and medicines have become so costly that it's even impossible for a middle-class family to get better treatment. You might have to use your monthly salary to get a single appointment to the doctor and medicine too. To avoid that, you must know the best ways to save money. The minimalist best way is saving your hard-earned cash by taking care of your health. There are many ways for minimalists to avoid doctors and drugs, and those methods will also save money for you. You should avoid beverages, junk food, and other food items that are available outside. First, they're quite costly. Second, these items might affect your health and will again result in visiting doctors and buying medicine. So it's a bad deal from every side. If you avoid buying food from restaurants, stop buying beverages, and start making your own clean food at home, you can save a lot of money. If you could avoid doctors and medicine in a month, think about how much money you'd save with that. Well, that was it. Now, these are the answers for how to save money fast. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of saving tips and much more. Check out this playlist of my top 10 videos of saving money tips. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.